And then our very own students. I'm sorry. Something
Got
wrong
it.
with gadgets. Am I still online?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And the Honorable, the last and the very own speakers, and I'm very proud to present these speakers. Actually, is Sheila Hani. This is one of our speakers today, which is actually the youth that we are going to wait for to give the speech.
Sama Amar dijadikan co-host ya.
Right, the most respectful, the lecturers, students, staff of the Faculty of Dakwah and Communication Sciences, and all of the staffs and also lecturers of UIN Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta, and the most respectful, all the participants and guests of this international webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wahai Ningsi. Please, you may call me Ningsi as your moderator for today's international webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the international webinar, Rules of Youth in Peace and Development of Indonesia and Global, October 31st of 2022. According to the law number 40, year 2009, the definition of the youth in Indonesia is an Indonesian citizen who enters an important period of growth and development of age 16 to 30 years. Well, based on that act or law, I know in terms of the age, I'm no longer in that number, but yeah, as a matter of fact, my spirit is still on fire, just like you all here, the youth who are still in 16 and 30 years old right now. Right. So let me tell you a little bit, Bapak Ibu, and maybe reminds you a little bit about Indonesia is a country that forms by young generation or youth actually. Maybe you still remember Noto Suroto and Sultan Kasayangan founded the Indonesian Student Association in Netherlands, which is the basic foundations of the organization who leads this nation to be a nation. Both of these young people still in the age of 22 at that times. And then Sukarno and Muhammad Hatta, the founding fathers and the proclaimers of our very own nations, started the struggle for independent youth movement through 1927's Indonesian National Party at the times at the age of 26. And then the great generals Sudirman carried out a guerrilla struggle to defend independence at the age of 30. And maybe those are the national heroes that you learned just from the history. But today, there's so many youth that come up as a new figure, as a new hero for this country. Let's say those founding of the Ruang Guru, one of the very famous applications that almost everybody in Indonesia, all over Indonesia, use this to learn. Founded this company at the age of 24. And the other founder of the transportations applications. And now, as the Minister of Education of this Republic, Nadiem Makarim, founded Gojek at the age of 24. Well, so how about us and how about you? You need to think about this role. That's why today, let's examine and define your role, all of the youth, in the developments as well as in the peace of our nations, Indonesia, and also your contributions to the world. Because of the reasons, the Center of Study of Empowerment and Peace at UIN Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta, together with the Islamic Community Development Study Program, will hereby declare that we become your partner in the struggle. Then here, we proudly present three great speakers who will provide inspirational speech under the theme, Rules of Youth in Peace and Development of Indonesia and Global. Allow me to introduce the first speaker later on. That will be Sheila Hani. She is a student of this very own faculty Faculty of Dakwah, UIN Syarif Hidayatullah, Jakarta. Let me say hello to Mbak Sheila Hani. Have you joined us? Mbak Sheila, have you joined us? Assalamualaikum. Mbak Sheila Hani.
Yes, Miss, I'm sorry, but I'm not the third speaker. I'm not the first speaker. I'm the third speaker.
Okay, yes, but I will deliver you as the first speaker because of the spirit of the today's event. We would like to put the young generations at the first frontier or the first line. So that's why you have to prepare as the first speaker, not the third. Yeah. Okay. Next, I would like to invite our very own also. This is the Deputy of Youth and Empowerment, Ministry of Youth and Sport, Republic Indonesia. I would like to say hello first to Bapak Dr. Haji Amar Ahmad, MSI. Have you joined us, Bapak?
Yes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much for joining us today, Pak Amar. Terima kasih banyak sudah bergabung bersama kita. Thank you. And then our very own, our friends and brother from United States of America, and I think all of those who are already joined the previous seminar familiar with this brother, Professor Imam Muhammad Basar Arafat, PhD. He is the president of CECF and the founder of Al Bashir Seminary USA. Assalamualaikum. Have you joined us, Professor?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
MashaAllah. It's been a long time, and then I'm very honored to be here, and we meet again virtually.
Thank you.
All right. Hopefully that we meet again in real so soon. Oh.
Very soon.
Inshallah. All right, Bapak Ibu, ladies and gentlemen, this webinar will be divided into 4 sessions. The 3 sessions of the speech will be the invited speakers, of course, and there will be question and answer session at the first part of the sessions. Because this is actually, we celebrate that the Happy Youth of Day. That's why we would like to present the first speaker today, the youngest of all of the speakers today. That's why let me try to invite and then allow me to, and together with me, to welcome and join Sheila Hani as the first speaker of today. So Sheila Hani, the time is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Wayuningsi. Allah Akbar. So I'm the first speaker. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So yeah, I feel very nervous because I thought I was the third speaker. Okay, so it's okay. So
that's the beauty of becoming youth, yeah? You have a full energy and the beat of your heart there, right?
Yeah, continue.
Thank you, Miss. Okay, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Sheila Hani, and you all can call me Hani. I'm a student of Faculty Dakwah and Communication, and my major is Islamic Counseling Guidance, which means BPI, Bimbingan Penyuluhan Islam. And also, first of all, I want to pray and thanks unto our God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, for giving us such a nice place in good condition and happy situation. And secondly, I want to say thank you to our Prophet Nabi Muhammad SAW, who has guided us from the darkness to the brightness. And thirdly, I feel very honored to be here with such a great people such as Professor Imam Muhammad and also Professor Dr. Faisal and also moderator Dr. Wayuningsi.
Dr. Amar.
So guys, I wanna explain a few things about the role of youth in peace and development of Indonesia and global, just like our theme for today. So before I start this seminar, I want to make this seminar to be very casual because I'm a youth too. I'm 22 years old, and I hope you guys were being casual to me. Just answer my question if I ask anything, or if you have something to say, you can just raise your hand. It's okay. Okay, so okay, that is me. I'm usually being an MC or a moderator in Faculty of Dawah and Communication, and also I already become an MC or an entertainer on stage. I can storytelling, I can do the poem, I can do debate on everywhere since I were on junior high school. Okay, so the first question is, what is you? Okay, so basically youth is someone who are on age 20 to 35 years, whether they are still student or those who have completed their education. Do you guys know that Indonesian millennials to 20 to 35 were 63 millions? This data I got from National Development Planning Agency, Bappenas 2018. And the news latest I got, there were 65 millions of Indonesian millennial in Indonesia. Okay, so what are the contribution of youth for Indonesia and global? So Indonesian youth can develop their talent and share knowledge by expressing their ideas through online media, seminar, writing and innovation, ensuring organization, or start doing business. There were lots more than this, but this is just an example I'm gonna give. So let me explain about the online media. What is our contribution to Indonesia and global by online media? This is some example. I know that many people have different kind of skill, different kind of talent, but how can you bring your talent, how can you bring your skill to out country and make Indonesia proud? This is the question. How can you make something that you have to out country? Okay, for example, do you guys know about normally I think you know about Rich Brian or Nikki or Jeremy Pauline? Have you heard about those names? Nikki and Rich Brian were good at singing. They were having a nice voice. They're very good at their talents. And also Jeremy Pauline were very good at mathematics. So what is their contribution for Indonesia and global? Do you know that Jeremy Pauline have Instagram, have Facebook, have TikToks, and also have lots of platform media online that he used that to promote his skill, mathematics skill on the platform. He showed that he good at math, and also Jeremy Pauline studied at Japan. So people in Japan know that Jeremy Pauline is a very smart guy. And people in Japan also know that Jeremy Pauline is from Indonesia. So this make Indonesia proud because we have Jeremy Pauline, and also Jeremy Pauline have an ambition to be a government of, I forgot. He wanna be a government, but I forgot what government he wants to be. And also, do you know Rich Brian and Nikki? He are singer from Indonesia that flew to America and start their own album. They have single, they have album, and also in their songs they include the Indonesian language or the Indonesian name. Do you know Nikki's song? What the name? High School in Jakarta. High School in Jakarta. Yeah. She include Jakarta name and the story about her high school in Jakarta. And also people in America listen to that song and suddenly, wow, high school in Jakarta is very fun. It's very good. And also Rich Brian in a song 100 Degrees, he put text to wa ga but it's 100 degrees. So he put Indonesian language, even he put Indonesian brand on his video clip. So people that saw his video clip, people that see his video clip or listen to his song know that 1, 2, 3, 4 is Indonesian language. And also the picture on his video is from Indonesia. So the next is seminar. We can do many type of seminar. We can do seminar, we can join seminar, we can attend to seminar, we can be the part of seminar. For example, if you entering an organization, you can do some seminar, you can make some seminar, you can do that seminar until it become famous and go to out country until people know about the seminar. Of course, it must suitable with the team. Like for example, you make a seminar that suddenly go to America, or maybe you being a part of seminar like webinar international, like being a speaker. No, I'm just kidding. And lots more of it. You can do writing and innovation. Do you know that writing is not only on textbook, not only on novel, not only on paper, but you can do writing everywhere now. You can do on a blog, you can start a website, you can write on Instagram, you can write on Facebook, and everywhere you can start writing, you can start even doing comic, manga comic, and so on. Do you know there were artist manga artists? She drew comics, and she write there about Indonesia, and her comic were being very famous until out country, until go to Malaysia, and people in Malaysia really like her comic. This is some innovation. You can, using your skill, if you like drawing, then you can draw something. If you like writing, then you can write anything you want. You can write any genre of story that you want. You can write about articles, you can write about everything. Do you know, I just had a KKN before in Subang, and my group were making an article about a school in Subang that were very not in good condition. So we make that article, and then we post it everywhere. Until now, the Tribune News and the big company of article want to join and help us to help that school. And also we have entering organization. Why I'm telling this is important? This is very important because why? Because if you entering organization, whatever the organization is, as long it's good, you can be from someone who don't know anything to someone who knows about everything. For example, when you entering organization, you don't know about how to make an event, you don't know how to conversation with someone, a proper conversation, you don't know how to send letter, you don't know how to communicate to a big company. But suddenly when you entering organization, you will be teach lots of that thing. You will know about all that thing in organization. For example, on my semester 1, when I'm a newbie here, a new kid here, I don't know about how to manage myself. I don't even know how to manage myself. I don't even know how to make myself a management for myself. I don't even know how to speak proper to someone. But suddenly, when I entering organization, I learn all about that. Maybe it's not easy, but because process is kind of hard. But as long you have a high spirit, to study, you can do everything you want. As long you believe in yourself, as long you trust in yourself, you can do whatever you want. And lastly, start doing business. Why I'm saying start doing business? Do you know Emina? The cosmetic in Emina, or the Scarlett, the body lotion, the body wash. Do you know the owner of the Scarlett? The owner of the Scarlett, her name is Felicia. Felicia is 28 years old now, which means she is a youth. And do you know, Felicia started her business on 2017, and now her business were in Korea. That's a very high achievement, because entering Korea for cosmetic is not easy. It's not easy because we all know that Korea is a place, a kingdom for cosmetic or skincare. We know the artist, the singer, the drama, we all use makeup and skincare. But Scarlett has reached Korea now because Felicia never stopped believing in herself. She believed that she can. She believed that she can travel her product to Korea.
Honey,
So yeah, let's discuss about the next. The next is challenge and change of youth for Indonesia and global issues in peace and development. Okay, the priority, we have a priority here, challenge. Without realizing, youth actually have a strategic role in accelerating development of life in nation and state. And also, do you know, good or bad a country can be seen by the quality of youth. So if we have a good quality of youth, then the country will be good. But if we only have a big amount of youth, but it's not really good, then yeah, we will know the results. Because
okay, Honey, would you please give us 1 minute to go for the conclusions?
yeah. Sure.
Good, never mind. You can continue and try to deliver some of the conclusions. Thank you.
So yeah, basically the conclusion is I'm very optimistic that Indonesia student in the world or Indonesia youth will be a very good generation for Indonesian country, because we know the key for youth is to understand their behavior to encourage them, because we know youth is the promoter of the nation next generation. According to a study by the Indonesian International Education Consultancy Association organization, there are more than 35,000 Indonesian students that studying abroad each year. Okay, when we know that Indonesian students were going to out country, then what will you give to Indonesia after you studying out country? Of course, if you had studying abroad using scholarship and so on, you must bring something to Indonesia. And also, what aspect will you take role in peace and development for Indonesia and global today? The first, we must be the agent of change. Second, we must be the agent of development. And third, we must build education. Fourth, we must having a high fighting spirit. Why this is the number 3 is very important. Why build education? Because without an education, you can't do the agent of change and agent of development. And also, without having a high spirit, you also can't do the can studying properly, or you can even do the point 1, point 2, and point 3. So the conclusion of me is I'm very optimistic that Indonesian youth can be useful to Indonesia and global. And also we must connect each other, no matter what race we are, no matter what color we are, no matter what language we use, no matter what ethnic we are, or no matter what religion we are, we still need to be a good youth, a better youth for Indonesia and global. Okay, I will return back to moderator. Thank you.
Okay, give applause to Hani.
I'm very proud of you. You have a very good English, yeah, and then you have a very good spirit, and share the spirit to all of the audiences today. And then let me try to give the conclusions as well. Yeah, so very short. That Sheila, Hani said that how to bring your talent to make your country proud, and how to make yourself proud, of course, yeah, to be the challenge, the agent of change, the agent of development, and build the education and have a high spirit. So thank you so much for sharing. And once again, I would like to say Merdeka, Hani. All right. MashaAllah. This is one of the examples of the very youth And let me tell you, all of the students here, at the age of around 21, that she already become the speaker of international webinar. Yeah, so this is one of the achievement that maybe not everybody would have in their entire life, and this is one of the very good evidence that everyone can do as long as they have a good spirit. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me try to move on to the second sessions, which is the part of our invited speakers. This is from the Professor Imam Muhammad Bashar Arafat, PhD, the President of Civilization Exchange and Cooperation Foundations, and also the founder of Al Bashir Seminary USA. And we would like him to become the second speakers. And then we are aware that he has had a lot of agenda, and this today is around 11 o'clock, almost midnight at USA, and then that's why we would like to welcome him first for the second chance, and then we would like to welcome Professor Imam Bashar, and the time is yours.
Many thanks. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm really honored and delighted to be speaking with my brothers and sisters in Indonesia, the country that I love, the country that I would like to visit, inshallah, very soon, within probably, anyway, I will be your guest very soon. If you like what you are going to see, get in touch. I'm going to leave the contact information, so please get in touch with us. Again, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this opportunity. And I would like to also share my screen and share this picture. I think you know who is she. I had the honor and the pleasure of conducting several programs with Dr. Amani Lopez in Morocco during the Ad-Durus al-Hasaniyah with the King of Morocco. And just before COVID, she was the one who was chosen to deliver the speech before the king. So I would like to give a special thanks for the rectors of Sharif Hidayatullah University, and I would like to thank the Faculty of Dawah for inviting me. I would like to thank Dr. Rosita for this kind of programs that really she can be a role model for your youth in Sharif Hidayatullah University. And since she came to the United States in May and she saw the program about the youth, I think she was very much interested in these programs, and that's why I'm bringing this program, inshallah, to Sharif Hidayatullah University next month. To me, next month means November. So maybe for you, next month means December, but anyway. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين أفضل الصلاة وتم التسليم على سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك ولعظيم سلطانك، لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك. When I was contacted to speak about this topic, it was so dear and near to my heart because since I came to this country and I'm working with the youth from the Muslim community for 10 years, and for the last almost 17 years with youth from all over the world. And I just would like to let you know that I left Syria 32 years ago when I was still 27 years old or so, because I really felt that as a young boy in Damascus, Syria, if I wanted to do something global, I really have to get out of Syria. And today, I would say, if the youth in the Middle East want to do something, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that, but unfortunately, they will tell me I have to get out. So I would like to share with you several things from my own experience that I have went through here in this country in America. And now I'm trying to share this experience with youth from Central Asia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, all these C5+1, and with Africa, with Europe, and now with Indonesia. You know why I would like to share that with Indonesia? Because now I'm not saying that in any way or shape that I'm criticizing, I'm not. But I'm just telling you, here in the United States, we have something called outsourcing. So people outsource to India, to the Philippines, and other countries, but I don't see them outsource to Indonesia. When we call Sprint or T-Mobile or different companies, you will see somebody picking up the phone from India or picking up the phone from the Philippines. But yet, until now, I'm not seeing somebody picking up the phone from Indonesia. And this is something I'm going to leave it up to you to say why that is not happening. So we will talk about that in a minute when we talk about the importance of education. But I would like to let you know that when I was preparing for this topic, it says the following, because you need to know what's the topic of the session today. Roles of youth in peace, and number 2, development. Peace and development in Indonesia and around the world, globally. If you would like to contribute to youth, because I don't want you to be successful only in making a lot of money, millions of dollars or billions of dollars, and creating certain things and it becomes viral all over the world. That's wonderful. But keep in mind that the beauty of this seminar, the beauty of Sharif Hidayatullah University, that it has faculty of da'wah and how to integrate science, development in da'wah, which is, by the way, part of the Quran. But unfortunately, some people today, they read the Quran only for 10 hasana for each letter, and they don't pay attention to development. They don't pay attention to globalization. They don't pay attention to diversity in the Quran, and they don't pay attention to economy and ecology and peace and all of that. So I would like, again, to use my minutes wisely as much as possible, and to let you know that if you would like to apply the topic of today about the role of youth in creating peace, that's your time. Because the war between Ukraine and Russia needs peace. Because the insurrection here in Washington and the attack on the Congress in January 6th needs peace. Because the unrest in Europe needs peace. For you, maybe you are aware that Britain asked to exit EU, European Union, and they call that the Brexit, because they were scared of diversity. Now, Britain has a lot of problems, and one of them is the resignation of their prime minister just, I think, last week or a little bit over a week. What I want you to pay attention to, peace, how to be an agent of change, of bringing peace to these societies. Really, you need to have training for that. It will be doing disservice to Indonesia if they know how only to be successful in material things, but they are not successful in bringing peace and spirituality and morality and happiness to the world. Because if you would go and look for the statistics of suicide, you will see it, in Europe, in the United States, in Canada, so high. But it's not as much like that in Indonesia and Muslim countries, because Islam is about, religions of peace, and for you to be, first of all, happy through your relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through your 5 times daily prayers, through thinking from the moment you wake up, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, that we believe in al-ghayb, that very soon I'm going to leave this world to heaven, inshallah. So I just wanted to let you know that brings peace. And as I was making preparation for today, I just wanted you to know that Allah called himself in the Quran as-salam, the peace. And the word salam mentioned in the Quran 10 times, salam, okay, which is peace. And the word salam mentioned in the hadith, all the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 1,132 times. The word peace, while the word jihad mentioned 4 times. Okay, but let's talk about your role of peace and creating global peace, because this is really what the people are looking for. By the way, you guys, you are having the G20 within only 2 weeks, I guess, or less, in Bali. But what is the activities of the youth after these world leaders are going to come to Indonesia? And then how are you going to benefit from this G20 and then connect with people in Europe and connect with people in the United States? That's why I would like to tell you, your role is really very, very, very important. And that's why Allah blessed us with a religion where we say Rabbana every day. Rabbana atina fi dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhab an-nar. We always have success in dunya and success in akhirah in our in our minds every day, in our dua, because you have to be successful in both. You don't want to be successful here and fail in the next life. So that's why this is part of our daily rituals and daily worship, not only to have peace for ourselves, but also to share that peace with people around the world. And that's why, for me, when I came to this country, I really wanted to make a difference. And it took me 10 years, keep in mind, it took me 10 years to understand how I'm going to make a difference here in this country. And finally, I figured that out after I went to Umrah and I was praying and making dua, because I do not want only to make money here in this country. I wanted to do da'wah. So I just wanted to let you know, one of the programs that I have done is really making a program for the youth from all over the world to get to know one another. It took me 5 years also after I started Civilizations Exchange. It took me 5 years to create a project that will bring youth from all over the world who are coming to study in America. One of them is the YES program. I don't know if some of you are aware of the YES program, where they come for 1 year in America, or they are graduate of this program. So I wanted to create a program because I felt that those who are going to make a change around the world are the youth. So I tried to reach out to this youth, and I came up with this program that's called Better Understanding for a Better World. For short, we call it BUBW. What is the BUBW? Because I want you to watch these 2 videos. I'm going to put them for you at the end of my speech. Please remind me if I forgot, because I have them already here in front of me. But I don't want you to be distracted by clicking on them right now. But I would like just to share with you a new PowerPoint that Dr. Rosita did not see, because Dr. Rosita is getting sick and tired of my presentations. So what is the Better Understanding for a Better World? It's actually an annual youth leadership and interfaith conference where we do it, every year, at least 3 times, either in Orlando, Florida, San Diego, California, and then Baltimore, Maryland. And we do it also in other countries. And it will include cultural diversity. In fact, it's in 5 days, and interfaith leadership, and also service projects to bring the people from different culture and different backgrounds in order to do this kind of projects with different goals, to equip the students and the youth with the importance of the value of this conference and to benefit from their presence in the United States and from the importance of cultural exchange programs that offered by the State Department, like the YES program, youth, from different, like 40 plus countries, or the FLEX programs from all over old Soviet Union, Eurasia, like all the stands, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and then Eastern Europe, as well as ISMAIL or CBYX from Germany or the Balkan region. So in addition to the private students who are studying here in America, the students get to know one another. They make presentations about their countries, and it will provide them with an opportunity for these students to interact with each other. By the way, whatever I'm telling you is going to take place at Sharif Hidayatullah University, inshallah, in November 21st. Okay, it's going to be as a trial, only half a day. But I'm going to show you the whole full-fledged conference for the students to get understanding about the religious and philosophical and cultural similarities and differences, and to expand perspectives and appreciation for one another's culture and religion. And again, to gain understanding about the importance of partnership with another organization called CIEE, as well as us, Civilizations Exchange. We started with these countries, but then we expanded to 76 countries. Again, I'm bringing this to Sharif Hidayatullah University, okay? But we need to talk about that more, because some of those students are going to join from through Zoom, because we don't have the funding for them to be in person. But in America, these countries and the students are all there in person. I asked the students to help in putting the presentations together. This is what they put together, okay? One of the students, before she arrived, she was just relaxing and she took those pictures. So this is day number one. What do we do in this conference? Because I want you to do the same in Indonesia. Of course, in partnership with CECF. Don't do it on your own, okay? You have to invite me in order to do it together with you, because we need to connect with our alumni from all of these countries. So the students arrive, we sit, we talk. Like this is in three states. This is in Orlando, Florida. This is in Baltimore. This is in San Diego, California. We talk about the importance of this conference and why they are here, and what are the rules for these 5 days, and how we can benefit from this conference. The next day, when the people are going to meet and interact and listen to the presentations about crossing the cultural divide, that we were created for a purpose on the surface of this earth, and also to learn about religious and cultural diversity, that this does not mean conflict, and to tell us about what are the sources of conflict in your country as well. This is me here in one of these conferences, in the past. This is the students are listening and interacting. Of course, some of them, they do some crazy stuff, but the way they ask is amazing. The way they ask these Q&A questions is really, really amazing. I would like to bring this experience to Indonesia, so you will be amazed how students from Africa are asking, students from Eastern Europe are asking the questions, and then to break up into group discussions and to discuss about those issues that the students are talking about. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, it's clear, Ma'am.
Wonderful. So this is the breakout sessions, and to discuss all of these issues. And then the day 3, we have religious diversity. We take the students to a church and a synagogue, and then we bring them to Istiqlal, okay? Istiqlal Mosque, in order to see what is the difference between the church, what do people do in the church, this is here why they are eating, and this is the visit to the church. What is Christianity? Tell us about Christianity in half an hour, okay? And then the people will ask questions, and then they will take, group picture, and then they will move to the synagogue. By the way, when we did this in 2015 with Gajah Mada University in Yogyakarta, instead of synagogue, we went to a Hindu temple and a Buddhist temple, because a lot of Muslims never been there. So this is here the visit to the church. People will ask questions at the synagogue. What is the Torah? Who are the Jews? What's the difference between the sons of Israel in the Quran and the state of Israel now? And how we differentiate between religion and politics and the issues of the Palestinians and so on and so forth. And then they come where? To the masjid, to the mosque, where they hear also for half an hour presentation about Islam and how Islam relates to Christianity and Judaism. And then they have a Q&A session here. They have a wonderful lunch, of course. We always bring them kebab and shawarma. And then they take a nice group picture. This was in Orlando. And then they have a panel discussion after they visited these 3 places to ask questions to the rabbi, to the priest, and to the imam. This student is from Georgia. He's asking a lot of questions because always they write in their evaluations that this interfaith day was one of the best experiences of this conference, because they get to ask, like this student from Indonesia also asking. By the way, Indonesian students have been part of our conferences every year, whether it is in Orlando or California, San Diego, or in Baltimore. And this is here the rabbi is answering the questions before we go to day 4, where it's all about fun and playing together and going either to the Disney Animal Kingdom or different Disney parks, different rides, and so on and so forth. This is, different parks. And then they come to the banquet where they change and put on their cultural clothing. Now, at the beginning, when you were having the national anthem of Indonesia, and I was seeing the beautiful, pictures of Sharif Hidayatullah, I said, wow, this BUPW has to be held in Indonesia and see the diversity in Indonesia. So here they come in to the banquet, and they have different cultural performances from different countries, and they have a nice meal. By the way, this is my daughter, Sarah, who's now she's a dentist right now, standing, and she's wearing, some of the Syrian clothing because her mother is American from Ohio, my wife, Kimberly. Here's Kimberly. You can see that's my wife. And this girl is from Kazakhstan. And those are some, cultural dances from Eastern Europe. And, we have the Indonesians, whenever they play this, I don't know what they call the Indonesian student. This is amazing. It's wonderful. So then they get the certificates, and some of them, they really feel sad that they are going to leave because they forged a lot of connections with the students from all over the world. Then, of course, they take, wonderful pictures before they come to day 5, which is the departure day. And some really, they don't want to leave. They are always, saying, I wish that the conference lasts longer. So here's the last slide, which is welcome to BUPW 2023 Islamic State University, Sharif Hidayatullah University in Jakarta. And we look forward to having that with you. But before you leave, I just wanted to let you know that I have one of the participants. She prepared this for you, if you don't mind. Her name is Gracie David, and she works with us, and she prepared this for you. But let me close the PowerPoint so we will have enough memory. Can you see the video, please?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes,
No.
you
Yes,
can.
I can see.
Okay, so this is what Gracie Davis, who works with us, recorded for you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gracie Davis, and I've been with CECF since April of 2019, where I interned at my very first Better Understanding for a Better World conference. I was introduced to BUBW through my mother, who back in 2014 was a chaperone at a conference in Baltimore. She came home and told me that it was something that I had to be a part of. I got there and I experienced students from all around the world who were wanting and willing to make change through peaceful discussions, through learning about other cultures, and who were willing to make change in their own homes in order for it to make that ripple effect outward. So I attribute a lot of my own personal growth and learning to the BUBW, not only being there in person, but being able to work alongside Imam Bashar and Kim and all of these students coming through these exchange programs who are willing to talk about their experiences and how we can make the world better in the future. Thank you.
So this is what we are really looking forward to do in Indonesia. Why? Because you just said 35 million who are youth, right? Hani, can you please repeat the number of the youth that you came across through your research?
65 million for now.
How much?
65 million.
So 65 million. If I will get from these 65 million only 1,000, not a million, only 1,000 who can work with CECF, who I can work with them. By the way, that's why I'm coming. I'm not coming to visit Bali. I'm not going to, I mean, even though I would love to go there, but honestly, I'm coming to meet with the youth. I'm coming to meet with the scholars. I'm coming to see how we can forge partnerships and MOUs before I go back to Kenya after Indonesia. So the reason I'm saying that, because we want to move into development, and I'm only a few minutes left in my speech. If you want to talk about the role of youth in peace and development of Indonesia and global, we have to partner together and we have to forge partnerships and MOUs. That's why, you know, here in America is all about partnerships. So development. In order to do development, you have to be well prepared. By the way, every day in the Quran we read that the first words revealed, it was not about pray or fast or do hajj or dhikr. It was iqra, read. Because the more you read, the more you improve yourself on both this dunya and akhirah. So you have to be prepared. And then today you are coming across the artificial intelligence, which is changing every day. This phone today, I mean, maybe for you, some of you, all of their lives are in these devices these days. And without this phone, I don't know what will happen. Dr. Rosita cannot text us. We cannot text her. We cannot communicate with Andy. We cannot communicate with Hani. We cannot communicate and prepare. So today you have to have constant follow-up with this artificial intelligence, because this is very, very, very important today. And they are part of our Washington Academy, which I'll be delighted to share that with you when I come to Indonesia and when I visit your university, inshallah. So I'm not sure why these kind of connections with different universities are not done on even personal level. By the way, for you to connect with different universities here in America, you don't have to come through your own university. You can just write a very nice letter that I'm doing a research about blah, blah, blah. My name is, let me see here. What's your name? No, that's Mr. Ammar. Ahmed, you are from, I guess, the Ministry of Sport and Youth.
Yeah.
Let's have somebody else. Let's say Anisa Yusri or whatever. My name is such and such, and I'm doing a research and I want a student to talk to. I live in Indonesia. and I would like to have a research about whatever, and I want students from your university to speak to me. Today, somebody, my daughter was interviewed, like you are half Syrian, half American. She told me, Baba, I was interviewed by somebody from, I don't know which university. Somebody gave her, the name. She has a very nice letter with the letterhead from the university that I'm doing such and such. So what I wanted to tell all of this youth today, we have 144 logging here to this Zoom. Please, for God's sake, get on Google and search for different universities that I would like to do this project with so and so. But have a nice letter, define who you are. Like somebody, I'm not going to mention name, but he called me from Al-Azhar just yesterday. He said, I am the director of so and so, and please, I need to speak with you, Imam. I have seen your pictures with the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar and blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, we can speak at 3 o'clock. He called me at 3 o'clock, and we stayed on the phone for almost like half an hour. He's saying wonderful things. But he said, I am so and so, and I am so and so, and I am so and so. Okay, welcome, you are welcome, you are welcome. After he hung up, today, I spend a lot of time reaching out to different people in Al-Azhar. Excuse me, do you know Mr. So and so? He said that he is the head of this office. He's the director of this office. Excuse me, do you know him? Oh, no, I don't know him. Hello, I'm sending another text. Do you know so and so? And then I said to myself, excuse me, this is not how people introduce themselves. You write a letter, who you are. As I always tell Dr. Rosita, I want who, what, where, when. Like, give me some, I don't need to ask you any question. Just have everything detailed in this letter and then send it by emails to these universities. You will be amazed how many people will call you to speak with you. I have traveled around the world. I work with the State Department. I'm an international speaker with the State Department. We did programs with 47 US embassies around the world. I have seen the American people, one of the most beautiful people to work with, and to ask them a question. Everybody will, yes, may I help you? Yes, what can I do for you? Yeah, sure, sure. Dr. Rosita came and she interacted with people in the street. I'm ending by saying, if you want to have an impact on peace and development, you have to be a man of peace, a woman of peace, who always, every day, not only read and وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا and advance in knowledge, but also every day make dua. Ya Allah, help me to be a source of happiness for Indonesia, a source of happiness for the entire world, not only for Indonesia, because you want me to be rahmatan lil alameen, because your Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was rahmatan lil alameen. Now you are in the month of Mawlid, and you go from Mawlid to Mawlid to Mawlid to Mawlid to this masjid, this masjid, this masjid, and everybody is only singing, which is wonderful, nice. But excuse me, how do you put this verse, rahmatan lil alameen, into actions, into programs? This is the question that's going to be answered when I come and meet with all of you on November 21st. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much. Let me highlight to you guys about what Imam Yes, please give applause first, yeah. And then I'd like to give a highlight for you all of the youth here, and also for me, myself, and everybody who entered this seminar actually. So BUVW program, Better Understanding for a Better World, is one of the examples of how to become a part of the development as well as a big part of the peace itself. Actually, being rich and progressing, developed, and everything related to that is a virtue. But being a part of the peace is actually the glory. I think that will be the conclusion that I can make from this very good presentations. And Actually, Imam has already shown us this is one of the actual act that he tried to separate and that encourage you all, the youth, to be a part of that and to make the world peaceful and to make us becoming a person who understand and respect each other more. And thank you so much again for Imam. And once again, would you please give a big applause for him?
Thank you very much. And I put the video because there is no time. It's in the chat. Can you see it to everyone?
Yes.
There are
Yes, we can see in the chat box actually. So you
there
may open the link later. Yeah.
Exactly. One 2013, one 2016. Please see both because one for Orlando, Florida, and one for Baltimore, Washington. Sorry, go ahead. I'm ready for Q&A after the third speaker.
Okay, sure. And then, Bapak Ibu, if you would like to see for further information about BW program and all of the things related to the program, you join for this program as well. You can open the link that have already sent on the chat box actually. Now we will go to the next speaker. That will be Bapak Dr. Haji Amar Ahmad MSE. He is the Deputy of Youth and Empowerment, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, Republic of Indonesia. Without any further ado, and I would like him to introduce himself to all of us and then try to explain and motivate us about the rules of the youth for the developments as well as for the peace. And please welcome Bapak Dr. Haji Amar Ahmad MSE. All right. Pak Amar, we still can hear you. Have you auditable actually? Assalamualaikum, Pak Amar.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes, please. We're looking forward for your presentation.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Dr. Wahyu Ningsih, yeah.
Yes.
And Honorable Mr. Suparto MED, Dean of Faculty of Da'wah and Communication, and now represented Mr. Cecep, yeah, Dr. Cecep, and Honorable Mrs. Rosita Tandos, ComDev PhD, Director of Center of Study for Environment and Peace, and Your Excellency Professor Imam Muhammad Basar, PhD, President of CACP, PSACP, and founder of Al Bashar Seminary, and Hani, yeah, Hani, student of Faculty Da'wah and Communication, Honorable all participants in this webinar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala habibikal karim sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain, amma ba'd. Saya izin menampilkan paparan saya, mungkin combine aja dari dua bahasa Inggris dan bahasa Indonesia. Mudah-mudahan Ibu Rosita dan juga moderator bisa memberikan nanti ketika ada hal yang kurang tepat dari apa yang saya sajikan. Ya, terima kasih atas waktu dan kesempatannya. Alhamdulillah para peserta, terkhusus kepada Prof. Imam tadi yang sudah memberikan penjelasan kepada kita sekalian dengan sangat luar biasa terkait dengan makna bagaimana perdamaian itu dalam konsep Islam, bahwasanya paling tidak nama Islam sendiri adalah berasal dari kata salam, dan sebagaimana Rasulullah SAW bersabda bahwasanya al-muslim salima man salima yadihi au lisanihi. Jadi seorang muslim itu haruslah bisa menjaga saudara yang lain dari lidahnya maupun dari tindakan tangannya. Ini merupakan bahagian yang menarik sekali yang disampaikan oleh beliau tadi. Dan alhamdulillah momen hari ini adalah masih dalam rangkaian Hari Sumpah Pemuda ya.
Pak Amar suaranya hilang.
Maaf Pak Ahmad suaranya mic-nya mati.
Oh ya, ini barangkali otomatis tadi ya dimatikan kali ya. Ya baik, saya lanjutkan bahwasanya kita dalam rangkaian Hari Sumpah Pemuda hari ini, alhamdulillah, bahwasanya seperti yang disampaikan tadi Bu Rosita, bahwasanya dengan semangat Hari Sumpah Pemuda yang ke-94 ini, dengan simbol kita hari ini adalah bersatu bangun bangsa, ini maknanya juga adalah peace, maknanya juga adalah perdamaian. Bagaimana kita memaknai bertumpah darah yang satu, berbangsa satu, dan berbahasa satu, Indonesia. Ini yang merupakan hal yang luar biasa, dan kami dari Kementerian Pemuda dan Olahraga tentu menyampaikan apresiasi terkait dengan kegiatan hari ini yang juga rangkaian dari Sumpah Pemuda. Sedikit saya memberikan gambaran terkait dengan usia pemuda. Ya, tadi ada beberapa definisi yang disampaikan oleh teman-teman ya mengenai definisi pemuda tadi. Adinda Iselahani yang luar biasa bahasa Inggrisnya ya. Ini bangga kita punya kader Fakultas Dakwah yang luar biasa menyampaikan dalam bahasa Inggris siapa sebenarnya pemuda. Tadi dirujuk dari Bappenas, dirujuk dari beberapa literatur. Ya, terima kasih. Saya memberikan hanya gambaran beberapa yang sudah merupakan bagian daripada definisi dari pemuda itu sendiri, supaya menjadi pengetahuan kita bisa bersama. Kalau di Indonesia berdasarkan Undang-Undang Nomor 40 Tahun 2009 tentang kepemudaan, bahwa pemuda itu adalah usia 16 sampai 30 tahun. Jadi ini usia pemuda 16 sampai 30 tahun. Mungkin akan sedikit berbeda dengan apa yang menjadi definisi dari UNESCO maupun ILO, bahwasanya usia pemuda itu 15 sampai 24 tahun. Bahkan kalau di BKKBN ya, di Indonesia BKKBN-nya itu lebih berbeda lagi. Dia antara 10 sampai 24 tahun. Itu dimaksud dengan remaja atau biasa kita sebut sebagai pemuda. Dari UN Habitat juga melihat bahwasanya usia pemuda itu 15 sampai 32 tahun. Nah, kemudian dari UNICEF, WHO, dan UNFPA ini lebih melihat bahwa pemuda itu usia 15 sampai 24 tahun. Meskipun beberapa waktu yang lalu kita biasa lihat di berita WHO mendefinisikan pemuda 18 sampai 65 tahun. Itu sudah dianggap oleh teman-teman di WHO itu hoax ya. Jadi bukan angka yang sebenarnya, karena kalau ini yang angka sebenarnya, maka saya, kemudian Bu Rosita, kemudian Bu Ningsih juga masuk dalam pemuda ini, padahal kita sudah pasca pemuda. Nah, itu sudah sudah dikonfirmasi oleh WHO bahwa itu bukan dari WHO. Angka yang 18 sampai 65 tahun, karena itu bahasa dari bonus demografi sesungguhnya. Yang ada adalah 15 sampai 24 tahun, dan itu yang dikelirin di kompas.com. Kemudian yang selanjutnya kalau di African Youth Charter itu lebih ke 15 sampai 35 tahun. Kenapa kemudian di Indonesia usia 16 sampai 30 tahun yang diambil? Karena ketika kita pemuda Indonesia di luar negeri, di ASEAN, di Asia, bahkan di worldwide, di dunia internasional, itu lebih dipanggil uncle ketika di asas usianya 31 sampai 35 tahun. Sudah dipanggil uncle ya. Jadi ini kemudian kita definisikan usia pemuda itu cukuplah 16 sampai 30 tahun. Meskipun Undang-Undang Perlindungan Anak usia 16 ini masih dianggap anak, karena Undang-Undang Perlindungan Anak itu usia 18 tahun ke bawah itu adalah anak. Jadi sebagian mahasiswa kita masih disebut anak, padahal menurut kami mereka sudah pemuda-pemudi yang merupakan milenial Indonesia yang patut diberikan ruang untuk mengembangkan potensi muda, sudah bukan lagi anak-anak. Nah, baik. Nah, ini demografi Indonesia kita lihat dari Sumatera, Jawa, Bali, Nusa, ya, kemudian Nusa Tenggara, kemudian Kalimantan, Sulawesi, Papua. Nah, ini kelihatan jumlah-jumlah pemudanya nih. Daerah Jawa memang masih sangat dominan, jadi kalau anak-anak muda di Jawa sudah diraih suaranya untuk pemilihan, pemilu, apa segala macam, selesai urusannya. Kalau Jakarta sudah dikuasai, nah kalau pemilu selesai nih. Kalau Sumatera hanya 21%, Bali dan Nusa Tenggara 5,2%, Kalimantan hanya 5,78%, Sulawesi kecil 8,13%, kampungnya Borosita kecil ya, Papua 1,2%, itu kecil. Tapi Jawa ketika dikuasai Jawa, ya selesai. Untuk menguasai anak mudanya 57% selesai. Akhirul kalam kalau dalam bahasa Arab ya. Baik, kita lanjutkan. Ini beberapa problema anak muda kita, youth problems kita hari ini, bagaimana kemudian harus mereka memiliki nilai yang positif, bagaimana tanggung jawabnya, bagaimana penguasaannya terhadap skill tertentu, bagaimana leadership development-nya. Ini menjadi catatan penting kita, bagaimana menghadirkan pemuda yang mampu memiliki kepemimpinan. Salah satu model kepemimpinan tadi sudah ditunjukkan oleh adinda kita Hani tadi, luar biasa. Tetapi ada satu lagi hal yang lain adalah bagaimana kemudian bagaimana planning and decision making. Ini juga harus dimiliki oleh anak muda kita, karena ternyata di bawah di dalam beberapa survei anak muda Indonesia itu memiliki pengambilan keputusan yang sangat di bawah. Kalau kita lihat dalam data PISA ya, PISA tahun 2020 terakhir, itu masih menunjukkan Indonesia masih sangat rendah. Bahkan di ASEAN pun Indonesia rendah begitu. Lebih tinggi Singapura dan seterusnya. Bahkan Malaysia. Kemudian sense of purpose. Jadi ini juga menjadi penting untuk menjadi bahagian daripada tantangan kita bersama untuk anak muda kita. Ya, beberapa hal ini menjadi syarat penting, bahkan di Kementerian Pemuda Olahraga sekarang ini ada dua kemampuan yang menjadi penting buat teman-teman muda sekalian yang hadir pada kesempatan hari ini, bahwasanya paling tidak anak-anak muda kita selain leadership juga dibutuhkan entrepreneurship. Jadi kemampuan untuk mengembangkan wirausaha. Jadi tidak cukup saja untuk anak muda itu memperhatikan dirinya sendiri, tapi juga harus memperhatikan orang lain. Tidak hanya menjadi job seeker, tapi dia juga harus menjadi job creator. Jadi bagaimana caranya anak-anak muda kita tidak hanya mencari kerja, tapi juga untuk menghasilkan lapangan kerja. Ini menjadi tantangan kita, khususnya ketika bicara tentang Indonesia 2045. Generasi emas 2045, SDM itulah yang menjadi pilar utama kita. Ya, ini beberapa hal dan saya ingin gambarkan Bapak Ibu sekalian terkait dengan bagaimana sesungguhnya angka atau jumlah penduduk Indonesia khususnya pemuda hari ini. Di antara 270 penduduk Indonesia itu sebenarnya jumlah ini yang paling detail datanya 64,92 juta berdasarkan data BPS 2021. Kalau yang lain-lain datanya itu mengkombinasi antara jumlah milenial dan seterusnya. Namun kalau jumlah pemudanya itu 64,92 juta. Ini berdasarkan data statistik pemuda BPS 2021. Ini untuk menjadi pemahaman kita bersama. Nah, ini beberapa masalah ini di kepemudaan nih. Ya, banyak sekali perkawinan usia anak ya. Untuk anak-anak muda kita ini usia 20 sampai 24 tahun sampai 11,2%. Fertilitas remaja ini juga nih banyak sekali. Ya, artinya kalau sudah menikah alhamdulillah, tapi banyak yang belum menikah. Ini menjadi tantangan kita. Kemudian penyakit-penyakit serius juga, bahkan di antara 4 daripada 10 orang yang sakit hari ini 4 diantaranya adalah pemuda. Ini berdasarkan data dari BPS. Ya, banyak juga pemuda yang merokok ini juga dianggap sangat mengkhawatirkan, Bapak Ibu sekalian. Ya, ini beberapa isu strategis pemuda, tapi saya ingin masuk saja kepada bagaimana peran daripada pemuda dalam perdamaian. Nah, paling tidak di Undang-Undang Pemuda, Undang-Undang Nomor 40 Tahun 2009, bahwasanya ada 3 kekuatan daripada pemuda, peran pemuda, yakni sebagai moral force, ya, sebagai kekuatan moral bangsa. Yang kedua social control, bagaimana anak-anak muda itu mampu menjadi social control, memperkuat wawasan kebangsaan dan seterusnya. Lalu yang terakhir adalah agent of change, bagaimana menjadi agen daripada perubahan. Ini khususnya untuk inovasi, iptek dan seterusnya. Ya, jadi untuk penyadaran pemuda itu dilakukan dengan pendidikan agama dan akhlak mulia, termasuk yang menjadi tugas daripada teman-teman di UIN Syarif Hidayatullah, khususnya di Fakultas Dakwah, yang selalu simbolnya adalah kuntum khaira ummah ukhrijat linnas, ya. Bagaimana menjadi umat yang terbaik untuk bagi semua manusia. Ini menjadi sangat penting untuk kita pahami bersama. Nah, beberapa kegiatan Kementerian Pemuda Olahraga untuk mendukung ini, kita juga melakukan kegiatan moderasi beragama yang kita sudah lakukan dalam beberapa sesi, ya Bapak Ibu sekalian. Terkait dengan ini, kami dari Kementerian Pemuda Olahraga sudah melakukan beberapa kegiatan khususnya untuk bagaimana menciptakan pemuda yang cinta atau senang terhadap nilai-nilai pluralisme, karena kita terdiri dari 17.000 pulau yang luar biasa, beragam suku bangsa, bahkan etnis kita itu ada 14 ribuan, bahasa aja 700-an lebih. Nah, ini perlu dilakukan, dan yang dilakukan oleh Kemenpora diantaranya adalah workshop moderasi beragama. Nah, ini kita sudah lakukan dan mendukung program Kementerian Agama dan tentu juga di UIN, ya. Beberapa kegiatan kami lakukan di universitas-universitas umum, ya. Ada deklarasi pemuda untuk pluralisme dan seterusnya yang kami lakukan, dan ini kerjasama dengan lintas kementerian dari Kemendikbud, Kemenak, BNPT, BNN dan seterusnya, sehingga kita bisa melahirkan beberapa kegiatan yang terkait dengan moderasi beragama ini. Ya, ada hal yang pokok yang saya ingin sampaikan sebagai penutup dalam paparan saya yang singkat ini, bahwasanya anak muda kita tidak bisa dilepaskan daripada media sosial, seperti yang disampaikan tadi oleh Prof. Imam, bahwasanya anak muda setiap harinya berinteraksi dengan dunia media sosial. Berdasarkan data Indonesia Millennial Report, 2-5 kali update setiap harinya pemuda itu jumlahnya itu 79%. Ya, jadi termasuk Mbak Hani dan teman-temannya ini minimal 2-5 kali update status ini setiap harinya. Ini berdasarkan data Indonesia Millennial Report tahun 2019. 52% yang lainnya 6-8 kali sehari. Lebih dari 8 kali 3,2%. Kemudian yang termasuk ini menarik ini, yang buka medsos begitu bangun tidur lupa doa, baca doanya alhamdulillahillazi ahyana ba'da ma amatana wa ilaihin nusyur. Udah beda. Tidak lagi membaca doa bangun tidur, tapi dia langsung buka WA. Ini 79%, buka media sosial. Ya, termasuk yang hadir di sini yang hampir 200 orang ini. Ya, ini 79% datanya. Bahkan yang menjadi heavy user, menjadi pengguna berat dari sosial media 4-6 jam sehari. Dompet bisa lupa, buku bisa lupa, tapi handphone jangan sampai lupa. Nah, ini penyakit anak-anak muda kita hari ini, 4-6 jam sehari berinteraksi dengan dunia media sosial. Bahkan 49% diantaranya lebih dari 7 jam sehari. Ini sudah addict. Ini sudah kecanduan media sosial. Nah, siapa di antara peserta yang hadir pada hari ini addict, ya saya nggak tahu. Nanti urusannya Bu Nengsi dan Bu Rosita. Siapa teman-teman kita yang sudah addict ini. Pokoknya kalau tidak pegang handphone, rasanya dunia ini berputar, dunia ini sepertinya sangat suram kalau tidak memegang handphone. Ya, ini menjadi bahaya buat kita semua. Dan ini yang paling berbahaya. Berdasarkan data Indonesia Millennial Report, bahwasanya ternyata penggunaan media sosial bagi anak muda itu sudah mempengaruhi sosial budaya dan ideologi mereka. Ideologi radikal sudah mempengaruhi anak muda 19,5%. Laki-lakinya 16,9%. Dan ternyata perempuan lebih dominan, Bu Rosita, harus lebih banyak lagi pemberdayaan perempuan. 20%. Bahkan di Mabes Polri kemarin siapa pelakunya? Perempuan. Jawa Timur, perempuan. Di Istana, perempuan. Ternyata ini perempuan 20%, laki-laki 16,9%. Bukan berarti laki-laki tidak bahaya, cuma perempuan terlalu perasa. terlalu perasa kalau sudah diperintah. Nah ini 16 ternyata di antara 19,5%, 20%-nya adalah perempuan. Dan alhamdulillahnya karena masih ada 81,5% milenial mendukung NKRI sebagai sistem negara di Indonesia. Ini yang menjadi pintu masuk kita bersama untuk bagaimana menata anak muda kita di masa depan, khususnya penggunaan media sosial. Saya pikir ini, dan ini harus kita kuasai media sosial dengan baik, karena tentu sebagai muslim, al-islamu salihun likulli zaman wa makan, bahwa Islam selalu sesuai dengan kondisi zaman dan semua tempat. Kita harus bisa menguasai dengan baik. Terima kasih atas perhatiannya, mohon maaf atas segala kekurangan, dan ini bisa di-share nanti Bu Rosita dan juga Mbak Ningsih, nanti kami kirim melalui Bu Rosita untuk materi kami. Terima kasih. Akhirnya khairun nas amfa'uhum linnas, sebaik-baik manusia adalah manusia yang paling banyak memberikan manfaat buat orang lain, dan yang hadir pada kesempatan ini adalah bahagian dari itu. Wallahul muwaffiq ila aqwamit thariq, billahi fisabilil haq, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Haji Amar Ahmad, for the presentations. Ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu and all of the youth here, let me try to highlight also what Bapak Dr. Haji Ahmad has already presented just now. Actually, in this world, in Indonesia, there are 68.92 millions of the youth, and then there are three things that you can do to be a part of the peace. The first one is you have to have a very strong moral force. You must become a moral force for this nation, meaning that you have to be spiritual. You must be an understanding person, and you have to be a developed person. And then the second one, you must be a social controller. Be a social controller. Be aware of others, be aware of the environment, and be aware of the nations, and be aware of the world. And the last one, becoming an agent of change. Those are the three things, the most important things that actually Bapak Dr. Haji Amar has already mentioned just now as the core materials that he has already presented for all of us here, and especially for you, young generations, and all of the participants for today's international webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a time for you, and we're going to let you for the fourth session, which is the question session related to the issues. And then we would like to welcome everybody who would like to ask a question or ask a suggestion or anything that you would like to ask for all of our three speakers today, and also for Professor Muhammad Basar, and also for Bapak Dr. Haji Amar Ahmad. You are more than welcome to have a question. Please, you may raise your hand, or you may write your question on the chat box.
Coba di mute aja dulu kan. Di mute aja dulu, nanti di unmute yang mau bertanya, di mute aja dulu. Nanti di mute. Okay.
I have a questions on the chat box actually for Hani, yeah, and this is from Nurhana Putri actually. And then he said that how do you manage your time between academic affairs and your passions, your hobby, and something else? And how do we encourage young people and students to participate in social activities, both in Indonesia and globally? This is for Hani actually. Hani, would you please get to answer this question, please?
Yes, thank you for moderator, and thank you for Hana Putri Nabila. Assalamualaikum Kak Hani, you are very wonderful and talented student. Thank you, Hana. You too. Okay, so the question is, how do you manage your time between academic affairs and your passion, hobby, or something else? Okay, this is a funny story. For me, when I was on first semester 1, I can't even manage my time. Seriously, I don't know when I need to eat, when I have an event, because we know how crowded event were, how crowded we planning an event and so on. And then I don't even take a bath for 2 days. This is a true story. I don't even take a bath for 2 days, and I rarely eat. I mean, I always eat instant noodle, because I got no time to manage myself. But now, since I grew up and I learned how to manage myself, suddenly I can do both things in one time. I can do 2 things or 3 things in one time. For example, I can take a bath while I'm thinking about program. And also I can do my makeup while I'm eating my breakfast. And then I can do everything. I can do my hobby. I can go everywhere with my body is here, but my mind is everywhere. this is a true story. I don't even know how to manage myself to not thinking about anything, because now every time I go everywhere, I always think about something that not only in my situation right now. For example, just yesterday when I were studying about my subject for today, and then suddenly I remember that, oh, I have a subject college on Wednesday, and I remember I haven't do my assignment yet. Oh yeah, when I should do my assignment? Oh, maybe after this clear, I will go back to my house, and then I will do my assignment. And then don't forget to eat. I don't forget to take care of my health. I don't forget to take care of myself, because I had sick before. I had go to the doctor. I got itchiness, and then the doctor said, "This is not a serious problem. This is just because you don't take a bath." And then they'd be like, "Oh, serious, doctor? I don't take a bath. I got this itchiness."
Exactly. So I think the conclusions is how to manage your academic and also all of the hobbies and the activities. You just don't need to manage too much. You just have to do the actions, right?
Yes, that's
that is
true.
the answer. You just have to do, and your body will adjust and your mind will adjust. As long as your intentions is good, and then the power will be there, and Allah is always be there for us, right? Thank you so much for sharing with us, Hani. That's a very good advice, actually. Now, there are some of the people who would like to ask. I would like to invite you directly on the camp. That will be Muhammad Adib. Muhammad Adib. That will be Muhammad Adib. Would you please, turn on your microphone and be with us with the question and answer sessions.
Okay, thank you, Miss Wahyuningsih. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Muhammad Adib. I'm a student for this major, Islamic Community Development, Faculty of Dawah and Communication Science. First, I want to appreciate for all of the speakers today, Miss Professor Imam, and then Dr. Ahmad Ahmad and Hani. And this is very wonderful to be here. And I see that Professor Imam have a very wonderful, very good program in other country, and soon it will be in Indonesia. I hope that I can participate in that program. But anyways, my question is, we know that in several in 2023 there will be a huge crisis around the world. It's globally. It is an economic crisis that will impact much country, such as United States, Germany, Europe, Middle East, Asia, and other country. So my question is, what do you see on this crisis? My question is for Professor Imam and also for Dr. Ahmad Ahmad. So both of you can answer this question. What do you see on this crisis, especially for youth? What do you see? Do you see any opportunities, or it is a threat for youth globally, and especially the youth of Indonesia? Because and also what Professor Imam said, that there is a huge number of suicide in the United States, and I think that in 2023, if there is a crisis, I think it will be even dangerous, but because it is can make the number of suicide even higher. So for the speakers, Professor Imam and also Dr. Amar Ahmad, what do you see on this crisis for young leaders, for young generation? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Muhammad Adib. What year you are in our department? What year?
I'm at 2020. Now I'm five semester 5.
Oh, semester 5, yeah. I'm very happy to have you now. This is a very good question related to the global crisis. Yeah. So what should we do as a youth in this case? Yeah, because global crisis is not only about economy. It's all about the things related to the psychology and social culture, and that is the very good questions. And we would like to invite Professor Imam to give a first response. Please, Professor Imam.
Sure. Thank you very much, my dear brother Adib. First of all, I look forward to meeting you when I come next month. And I want you to know that you don't have to wait for 2023 for the crisis and for the problem. We are already in the crisis and we are already living in this big problem. But it's going to grow. Yes, it's going to grow. Because of the war in Ukraine and between Russia and Europe, Russia and the United States, God knows what's going to happen, whether weapons of mass destruction will be used or not. For me personally, to be honest with you, I'm just continuing in my daily life activities. I'm continuing in my planning for next year as if nothing is happening. Yes, we are already here in a problem, and I'm listening to the economics, and also economists and those who are predicting, they are predicting all kind of gloomy picture. But it is against the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to be discouraged of all of that. You have to keep planning. For example, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says, إِذَا قَامَتِ الْقِيَامَةِ وَفِي يَدِ أَحَدِكُمْ فَسِيلَةٌ فَلْيَغْرِسْهَا. Means if it was the day of judgment, like it's almost the day of judgment, and we have seen the signs of the day of judgment is happening, and you have a small tree, you want to plant it, go ahead and plant it. Even if it's almost the day of judgment. But that shows you that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is telling us that even if you are seeing troubles that is coming as big as the day of judgment, and you are having a tree, which means good deeds, amal salih, go ahead and do it. Even if there will be some problems in the future. So since I came to America in 1989, and people are saying next year we are going to have a problem. And now I have been here for 32 years. Yes, we are having problems, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will find a way for you to maneuver around these problems and to continue your work. Otherwise, I will be sitting home and doing nothing because there will be problems. So yes, there are problems, but we have to plan. Always plan A and plan B. My plan A is to come to Indonesia and to do a conference. My plan B is to come to Indonesia and to do a conference.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor. So Adib, remember what Professor said, that it's against Sunnah to be a pessimistic person. Yeah, keep planning, go ahead and do it. Yeah, so that will be the answer for your questions, Adib. And now I would like the response from Bapak Dr. Haji Amar Ahmad for these questions. Actually, maybe you can share the planning from the governments, and then what can we do for this kind of crisis. Pak Dr. Amar, please.
Ya, baik, terima kasih Adinda Adib yang saya hormati, Profesor Imam yang saya hormati, dan Mbak Nengsi. Paling tidak semangatnya yang disampaikan tadi oleh Prof. Imam, bahwasanya bagaimana menghadap pemuda-pemuda kita ini menghadapi beberapa krisis ataupun isu-isu strategis global. Saya sudah menyampaikan tadi berdasarkan regulasi yang ada, anak muda kita ini adalah garda terdepan untuk bagaimana mereka menjadi moral force dia menjadi kekuatan moral buat rekan-rekannya. Jadi bahasa sederhananya ibda binafsik. Bagaimana memulai dari diri sendiri. Ya, kalau untuk mengubah bangsa ini tentu harus memulai dari sesuatu yang kecil, yakni merubah dari diri kita sendiri. Bagaimana kita memulai sesuatu yang baik, kemudian sesuatu yang baik itu kemudian kita rubah untuk keluarga kita, dan akhirnya lahirlah sebuah tatanan yang lebih bagus untuk bangsa ini. Ketahanan nasional bisa lahir kalau ketahanan keluarga itu terbentuk. Ketahanan keluarga bisa terbentuk kalau tatanan individu yang kuat, yang sehat, yang baik, yang tadi khairu ummah, yang menjadi umat yang terbaik itu berawal dari kita. Ya, itu yang paling pokok. Kemudian yang selanjutnya tentu adalah bagaimana menciptakan banyak kelompok-kelompok community anak muda yang mau concern terhadap satu isu yang baik. Nah, jadi saya perlu menjelaskan dalam forum ini, sekarang ini kita sudah ada namanya Indeks Pembangunan Pemuda, ya, IPP. Jadi Youth Development Index. Jadi ini indeks ini menunjukkan bahwa Indonesia itu masih sangat di bawah, masih ada di level middle, ada di 53,33 tahun ini. Indeks pembangunan pemudanya yang terdiri dari 5 pengukurannya, yakni pendidikan. Kemudian yang kedua adalah kesehatan dan kesejahteraan pemuda. Yang ketiga adalah kesempatan dan peluang kerja. Yang keempat adalah partisipasi dan kepemimpinan pemuda, termasuk hari ini perlu didukung untuk kegiatan yang sering melakukan kegiatan-kegiatan leadership seperti ini dan forum-forum pemuda. Dan yang kelima, gender dan diskriminasi. Nah, ini 5 hal ini perlu kita angkat bersama ketika kita ingin bertahan di dunia global. Bahkan kalau saya ingin katakan, tidak perlu terlalu khawatir dengan resesi. Indonesia dengan SDM, dengan SDA-nya, itu cukup ya, Saudara Bro Adib ya, bahwasanya kita ini bisa bertahan. Tapi ya, bagaimana kemudian menyelesaikan studi kita, pendidikan kita perlu diperbaiki, skill kita perlu diperbaiki. Tadi saya sampaikan salah satu indeks pembangunan pemuda kita di lemah ya, itu adalah pendidikan. Kita lama pendidikan baru 10 tahun. Lama pendidikan 10 tahun, artinya baru kelas 1 SMA sudah selesai. Banyak yang tidak lanjut seperti sahabat-sahabat kita di UIN ini, tidak lanjut S1, S2 dan seterusnya. Mereka hanya selesai di 10 tahun, berarti kelas 1 SMA. Ini tantangan buat saudara-saudara, lakukan itu, perbaikan-perbaikan itu, kemudian tata dengan baik itu. Kalau itu bagus, insya Allah kita bisa menata Indonesia 2045. Ya, saya kira itu. Terima kasih Bu Nengsi. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Terima kasih banyak Dr. Amr Ahmad atas responnya. Ada satu penanya lagi di ruang Zoom dan saya juga mengundang untuk langsung di on cam, yaitunya Abdizar Muhammad Sa'dillah. Ya, silakan Abdizar.
I'm sorry, but can you please just summarize what he said in English?
Oh sure. Dr. Ahmad. Okay. What he said, actually, Dr. Ahmad said that to become a person that respond this global crisis, we need to start from ourselves. So the empowerment of the self empowerment is very crucial. And then what we need to do besides becoming a strong person, we need to build community. And then this community will involve other people to work together to face these global issues. So that's what actually Bapak Dr. Amr Ahmad has already said just now, Prof. Imam.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, I forgot to do that. Thank you so much, Prof. Imam, for reminding me. Now, I would like to invite to Abizar Muhammad Sa'dillah. Yeah, would you please join us?
Baik. Terima kasih Ms. Wahyuningsih telah memberikan saya kesempatan untuk bertanya pada kegiatan webinar kali ini. Mungkin mohon maaf, saya tidak pandai dalam berbahasa Inggris dan saya akan menanyakan melalui bahasa Indonesia. Dan pertanyaan saya itu menuju kepada pemateri terakhir pada Pak Amar dari Menpora. Kurang lebih isinya pertanyaannya, bagaimana mungkin peran pemerintah atau Menpora ini dalam mengajak pemuda untuk ikut berpartisipasi dalam kegiatan-kegiatan kepemudaan, baik di tingkat nasional maupun tingkat global. Dan kemudian pertanyaan selanjutnya itu programnya seperti apa? Mungkin kurang lebih seperti itu pertanyaan saya. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you so much, Abdizar. Yeah, maybe this is one of the questions that everybody's waiting for the answer, Pak Amar. Yeah. So, what are the programs, yeah, that actually the Ministry of Youth provide for all of the youth, and maybe they're really interested to join actually, and they just need a place to express themselves, and then the facilities that can support them. Yeah, would you please share with us, Pak Dr. Amar?
Thank you, Miss Ningsi. Saya share ya materi saya. Ya, jadi, oke. Saudara Abizar ya, jadi beberapa kegiatan yang dilakukan oleh Kementerian Pemuda Olahraga, tentu untuk mendukung berbagai kegiatan dan isu yang kemudian melanda pemuda hari ini bisa kita lihat, paling tidak ada beberapa hal yang terkait dengan nasionalisme, ya, yang tadi saya sampaikan, kesadaran anak-anak muda kita karena adanya media sosial yang kurang bagus, ya, pengaruhnya terhadap anak-anak muda, maka itu kemudian kita melakukan pendekatan-pendekatan dengan beberapa pelatihan. Dan itu kerjasama dengan lintas kementerian, karena sekarang ini sudah ada Perpres 43 tahun 2022, ada 27 kementerian lembaga yang kita bersinergi. Jadi kalau urusan pemuda itu tidak hanya di Kemenpora, termasuk Kementerian Agama, ada untuk santripreneur, ada untuk pesantrenpreneur, bahkan untuk moderasi beragama kita bekerja sama dengan Kementerian Agama. Lalu untuk hal-hal yang terkait dengan bagaimana partisipasi sosial kemasyarakatan, kemudian kualitas ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi kesempatan dan kesehatan reproduksi, ini juga kita lakukan kerjasama dengan BKKBN, lalu dengan Kementerian Kemendikbud, lalu untuk literasi media dengan teman-teman Kominfo. Ya, untuk nafsa sendiri kita dengan BNN, kalau penyalahgunaan nafsa dan seterusnya, itu kita bekerja sama dengan BNN untuk melakukan kerjasama. Khusus untuk pengembangan kewirausahaan pemuda, khususnya seperti yang saya sampaikan tadi, bahwa tidak hanya sekarang ini pemuda unggul di leadership saja, unggul di kepemimpinan saja, tapi juga entrepreneurship, jiwa wirausaha. Itu kami sudah berkoordinasi dengan Kementerian UKM Koperasi, dengan Kemenpar, Bekraf, ya, Kementerian Pariwisata dan Bekraf, untuk menyelenggarakan beberapa kegiatan terkait dengan kewirausahaan, kuliah kewirausahaan pemuda. Dan saya pikir beberapa kesempatan UIN Syarif Hidayatullah juga ikut bersama-sama dengan Bu Rektor melakukan itu dalam beberapa kesempatan, termasuk juga beberapa perguruan tinggi yang lain untuk melakukan hal yang sama. Karena sekarang ini sudah ada Perpres juga, teman-teman sekalian, Bapak Ibu semuanya, ada Perpres terkait pengembangan kewirausahaan nasional, Perpres nomor 2 tahun 2022, itu di dalamnya ada tematik wirausaha. Ada namanya wirausaha perempuan, ada namanya wirausaha pemuda, dan ada namanya wirausaha mahasiswa. Jadi itu sudah dikenal seperti itu, jadi teman-teman bisa bersinergi bersama. Jadi lagi-lagi bukan hanya di Kementerian Pemuda dan Olahraga, tetapi juga di kementerian-kementerian lain seperti Kemendikbud, ada pendidikan vokasi dan seterusnya, Kementerian Agama, ada juga di Kementerian Pariwisata, Bekraf, bahkan untuk wirausaha sosial ada di Kementerian Sosial. Ya, seperti itu ya. Ya, saya pikir itu yang saya sampaikan untuk Bro Abizar ya. Terima kasih. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amar. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I would like to introduce myself. I also a part of the one of the young generations of the Ministry of Youth. Actually, I was one of the representative of Indonesia for International Youth Exchange for 2007. Actually, I think this is one of the way for the governments, from government to governments, to have a kind of relationship and understandings, and also cultural events. Yeah, and this is a good way. If I'm not mistaken, also the Ministry of Youth also has a program for not only student youth exchange for other countries, but also from other provinces, if I'm mistaken. Betul, Pak Amar, ya.
Ya, pertukaran pemuda antar provinsi, yes.
Indeed, and there is also Pemuda Pelopor, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know
yes.
whether this is still on running right now.
Paskibraka, yes.
Yes, Paskibraka. If Pemuda Pelopor is a program that everybody is under the age that is provided by the law to follow as the part of the community development. So if you are the leader of the community, if you are a person who are working on the social, working on the environment, everything, yeah, you can register this program, and there is a kind of fund as well as support, full support from the Ministry of Youth at times. And I believe that maybe you can share, Pak Amar Ahmad, where is the informations like this can be get besides having the visit to the website.
You can find in website Kemenpora.
Okay. Do you have another social media, maybe for example the Instagram for the Kemenpora, and is it regularly informations of these programs in that kind of social media, Pak Amar?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So maybe that's the kind of additional information that maybe I can add to you, Abizar. Yeah, there's so many programs actually, and now like Amar said that the program is not only provided by the Ministry of Youth. Now it is integrated to other ministry. So the Ministry of Youth also collaborate with the Ministry of Religions and also Ministry of the micro industries and other kinds of ministries, and there are so many changes, and I'm very interested with the program Wira Usaha Mahasiswa, university students entrepreneurships, and I think that there's so many students of pengembangan masyarakat Islam or Islamic community development study program work and then become an entrepreneur during the process of teaching and learning at the university. And I think this is a good chance for you guys, yeah, to have a following program with Pak Amar Ahmad here. So make sure that after this you have special meetings and with him to support what you are being planned, yeah, so long. And also internationally, there is Professor Imam Bashar. He will be your partner. He will support you in any ways, yeah. And that's why when he come to this university, this not this month, next month, which is next day will be the next month, and then the date will be announced. Of course, please come and please ask anything, and please bring your plan over there, yeah. So we can discuss, and then we can make the act real together. And I think that will be, is there any others questions? I think I will give you one more question.
Dr. Wahyu, would you please be the coordinator and take the contact information and coordinate that meeting with Dr. Ahmed, please? Dr. Amar Ahmed?
Yeah, I think that will be great, yeah. So universities, and then the study program, and also the foundations, as well as all of us in the Faculty of Da'wah will be very pleased to be the coordinator to have a meeting with Papa Amar Ahmad as the deputy. So everybody's in this webinar who has a plans to be implemented related to the entrepreneurships, related to the social, cultural understanding, and whatever it is, please come up with the ideas, and then please prepare the presentation, and we will be welcome, yeah, to have the how do you call it, the meeting with Pak Amar Ahmad, and we are very hope that you are willing to come when we invite you, Pak Ahmad. Is it possible in person? You will come to UIN later on.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, ya. It's a promise ya, Pak. Ini janji, Pak ya.
Kita tunggu di kantor, Prof. Imam.
Okay, ya. Ketika nanti teman-teman sudah punya planningnya, when they have the plans and they ready for presentations, and then if we cannot come to your campus, to your office, will you come to our campus, Pak?
Yeah, with pleasure.
Okay, sure. Alhamdulillah. So that is the things that he can promise us, everybody. So all of the youth here, please, yeah, keep planning everything that come up to your mind. for the sake of the peace and also for the sake of developments of this country and for yourself also. So if there is no more questions,
if you don't mind, Dr. Rosita, since we have between 17 and 23 program in Istiqlal, can we plan some like a coffee or tea for those who would like to come and meet with me and him, either on the 17th or the 18th or the 19th in the afternoon after our program at Istiqlal?
Yes, I already in deal with Dr. Ahmad.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
My pleasure, Ms. Prof. Imam.
We would be honored to have coffee and tea with you.
Yeah, yeah.
He speak, he already sent me WhatsApp about it, so don't worry.
ما شاء الله والله يعني أحببناك أخي الكريم.
إن شاء الله إن شاء الله.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So this is time for us to listen.
We come to Dr. Ahmad office, inshallah.
إلى اللقاء in Indonesia ya, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah.
Miss Wahi, sometime 1 minute for me, Miss Dr. Rosita, to give a closing statement maybe. Yeah.
Okay. No more questions, and then
Tutup dulu baru saya ini ya. Maybe we close the discussion before I deliver closing statement.
Okay, so I think that will be the end of the question and answer sessions, and there is no more questions as well, and no one raised their hand also. And then as the end of the process of this webinar, and then I am the moderator today, would like to say our very warm gratitude to all of the speakers today, to Hani as our beloved students, and we hope so many things from you. Yeah, come up with the plans, come up with the real actions. Yeah, so we're here to support you, and thank you so much for Bapak Dr. Amar Ahmad. So we also appreciate what you have done today, and we're looking forward to meet you again, because I think there are so many youth here would like to meet you and show about their plans. And then thank you so much for Professor Imam Bashar for the sharing, and looking forward also to have a cooperations as well with you internationally and globally, of course, and then to have a better understanding for a better world, just like what you have done for your program. Now I would like to invite Bu Rosita Tandas to close the statements and the sessions here. But before that, let me try to close my sessions by saying Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining this session. Thank you so much, Papa Ibu, who have given the speech, and then I would like to deliver my closing statement that I am sorry for any kinds of mistakes, and I'm not a perfect person actually. And then now it is the time for us to do something for our community and for the world. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Time is yours, Ibu Rosita Tandas.
Thank you. Give applause to Ibu Dr. Wahyuningsih. So now I'm pleased to present all the teams of Center for Empowerment and Peace. Here we have Ibu Dr. Wahyuningsih, Bapak Dr. Muhtadi, Bapak Dr. Muhammad Rashid, and other who can mention one by one. So almost all the team have a doctoral background, Pak Amar and Professor Imam Bashar. So the thing that I want to come at for the future, for the next our work together, is that that Kemenpora, or Ministry of Youth and Sport, and then also State Islamic University Sharif Hidayatullah, and then Center for Empowerment and Peace Studies, and then our partnership, CECF, Civilization Exchange and Cooperation Foundation, right? And Al-Basir Seminary, USA, that we know has already connection with about more than 60 countries. We'll work together, and then also for the embassies. I don't mention one embassy, but embassies in Jakarta, we will doing follow-up for our session today, inshallah. And then we look for step by step. The next step will be in Istiqlal, Great Mosque of Istiqlal, Masjid Istiqlal ya adik-adik sekalian. Kita mulai dari masjid, kita mulai dari kampus untuk masa depan yang jauh lebih baik pada kaum pemuda Indonesia.
Great.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Mrs.
Terima kasih Pak Amar, terima kasih Pak Imam Basar.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Okay, thank you to Mrs. Rosita Tandos. So the next, the agenda is awarding of certificate for today's speaker. Please, for certificate to commit. Okay, for first certificate is for Professor Imam Muhammad Bashar Arafat. Thank you to Prof. Imam for the sharing. So for the second certificate is for Bapak Haji Ahmad Ahmad. Thank you for the knowledge and sharing. And the third certificate is for Isyela Hani. Thank you to Isyela Hani for the sharing. And the last is for certificate to Mrs. Dr. Wahyuningsi MPD as a moderator today. Thank you to Mr. Ningsih. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the last agenda is closing and prayer. So the prayer who will be reciting by Mr. Rashid Asosi MUD. To Mr. Rashid, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Al-Fatihah. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Arrahmanir rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Allahumma sholli ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad wa sallim. Radhiyallahu ta'ala an kulli sahabati rasul ajmain. Allahumma inna nas'aluka salamatan fid din wa afiatan fil jasad wa ziyadatan fil ilmi wa barakatan fil rizqi wa tawbatan qabla al maut wa rahmatal maut. Allahumma hawin alaina fi sakaratil maut wa najatan minan nari alfa indal hisab. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'an wa rizqan thayyiban wa amalan mutaqabbalan ya Allah ya Rahman. Ya Rahman adkhilna fi rahmatika. Allahumma inna nas'alukal huda wat tuqa wal afafa wal ghina. Allahumma ja'alna min ahlil ibadah wa ahlil ilmi wa la taj'alna min al-ma'siyah ya Allah ya Rahman ya Aziz. Allahumma arzuqna rizqan halalan thayyiban mubarakan wasi'an. Innaka anta khairul rizqin warhamna. Innaka anta arhamur rahimin wa tub alaina. Innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Ya Fattah ya Razzaq ya muhawilal ahwal. Hawil ahwalana ila ahsanil hal. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. Ni'mal maula wa ni'man nasir. Wala hawla wala quwwata illa billahil alil azim. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we close our agenda today, we can take a photo together. Maybe so, please to all participants, turn on to your camera. So please smile. And so wait a minute to commit for preparation to take a photo together. Okay, so okay, all right.
Two thumbs for us. Yeah.
Okay, thumb for us. As a smile, 1, 2, 3, kimchi. Okay, the next slide. 1, 2, 3, kimchi. And so done, you know. Okay, finally, to close the program. So before I'll close the program, let's reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillah. And so finally,
From the depths of my heart, I do apologize for my mistakes in presenting this event. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Akhirul kalam. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi